everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of the Triple Trio with the best form analyst in Hong Kong and the Hall of Fame jockey in Raymond Shane Dye. Hutch Buster, brilliant to see you, mate.
Yeah, great week that was, and good to see you too. Yeah, looking forward to this weekend. We've got a good Group 3 contest to get through and some big names back in action.
The Golden Boy, always a pleasure to see you. Looking forward to a big show.
Yes, it was a great week's racing, wasn't it? Plenty of winners there last week, which we found. I'm sure Clint had a good day, and Wednesday night wasn't too bad. I didn't really win on Wednesday, but at least I broke square for a change. I seem to lose on Wednesday nights.
Oh, let's hope that changes for you personally. But what we love at the moment is the way that Raymond Shane bursts out of the blocks. As we look at last week, race number 1, yet again.
Race 1, Family Jewel should win for sure.
Family Jewel's joining in quickly though. Family Jewel has taken over. Missed the start, the favourite, won't matter. And Family Jewel beat Special Hedges.
So my best, Magic Control, formerly Archo Nacho, so let's hope he can win it.
Flying high, starting to run on into a place chance behind them, but it's still Magic Control in front, and they will not get him. Magic Control.
The guy that's Mr. Reliable, though, is Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
He's the guy, there's a few questions on others, but he's the guy that you know what you're going to get.
3/4 a half, Mr. Brightside wearing her down. Pride of Jenny, Mr. Brightside, stride for stride, but Mr. Brightside back to back.
But the one important thing I've seen from him in the last few weeks is that he's relaxing a lot better in his work and using himself better.
They're lining up for the Miners. Super Infinity is in front though, and the favourite's going to win. Super Infinity.
Yeah, brilliant week it was. And Mark Newnham has started the season in style. He sits equal on top there with 4 wins.
Nice call, Mr. Brightside too, if you don't mind.
That was a good result. Golden Boy, you start. Race number 1. Once again, burst out of the blocks. Hey, good ride. Missed the start, didn't panic.
Gave it a very good ride because they went a bit quick in that, and he just needed the mile and a bit of room, and he got home well. He looked the winner from the week before, of course, where he was unlucky.
We're going to talk about Magic Control. How did he get to the price he was?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of market support around for him, and Shane was right. The runner-up was pretty well supported, but he was impressive, and we'll talk a little bit more about him later in the show, but he was very good.
Our special star power guest is Vincent Ho, and we're really looking forward to it. What a remarkable job he did with the career of Golden 60. He was absolutely fantastic to us on Triple Trio, so we're looking forward to chatting to him. Our inside running, Britney Wong is the star guest with Nicole Purton. Looking forward to that. The form files, a whole stack of winners, of course the Idol as well, and Global Racing. And we'll be jumping and running and asking some questions as well. And our social stable, we love your questions and we'll get to plenty of them. And big news is our tour to the International Week of Racing in December. The Triple Trio tour is sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out.
But we've still got one spot with the draw for the,
That's later on in the show. So an opportunity for you to still come along with us, which is absolutely brilliant because we've got one spot we've kept up our sleeve to present to one of our viewers. All right, Sunday is for Hong Kong racing. We're going to find some winners. Let's identify 3 races to bet into and start with race number 7, Hutch, all important in the quaddie. Who have you got on top?
Yeah, it's a good race. A limited field, but I think there's a lot of chances in it. HKIR Spirit, who we've already seen this season, he's up in grade, but he's racing really well. 386 in my early rated price. Healthy Happy won this race last year. He'll go forward, and he'll go forward with the other horse, Wonder Kit, who you might be able to get a price about. He won a trial recently and went pretty well. But this is a horse I like, Shane, HKIR Spirit. He ran an unbelievable final 400 here, 22 flat basically, with weight off a slow speed. But this horse is just flying at the moment. He's won his last 2, and I think he can go up in grade and run well again.
Yeah, I've always liked him. He was a little bit disappointing at times last season, but he's really hit the strap at the end of last season. And, of course, this season, here's Taj Dragon having a quiet trial in the blue colours down the outside.
That is, and just ahead of him is a horse that runs in the last race, the white and black colours there. Yeah, Young Champion. And look, Taj Dragon seemed to go okay there, Shane.
Yeah, he went nice. He's got the weight now, which is the disadvantage. Before, he didn't have the weight when he was winning those races. Like a horse like Packing Treadmill, he beat him last year in a race about 3 runs ago. And now he meets him about 10 pounds worse. So he's disadvantaged that way now.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, 13 pounds, 135 to 122.
And the interesting thing with this race is, like last year, the majority of the field, all bar one, went in fresh up. There's a few here that have had a run. Flying Ace has gone around. Packing Treadmill's gone around. Of course, HUTCHI'S Spirit's had a run as well. So it's a little bit of a different dynamic for Healthy Happy. But the way that I saw the race, I think Wonder Kit can go forward. I think you'll see Healthy Happy try and do the same thing. But I'm hoping HUTCHI'S Spirit can reel them in small field, let go like he did with a lighter weight, and he'll be hard to beat.
Vincent Ho rides Taj Dragon, so we'll ask Vincent about when he joins us as our very special guest. So that's race number 7, 6, 3 and 7.
One quick thing. The improver in the race is definitely Packing Treadmill. He's so well in at the weights, and his last run, even though he got beat 7 lengths, was very good, and he never gets beat far. I've got him running second.
Okay.
He's the improver for sure.
Yeah, he ran well first up, but should be a good little race.
Lyle Hewitson riding there. Gee, it's rare. It's a Group 3 race. It's one of the features, and no Zach Purton.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's a rarity, yeah. So that's race number 7. Let's move forward to race number 9. And Hutch, let's have a look at your selections.
Yeah, we're going to have the numbers here. I can't wait to see this horse back again, Wonder Bar. I've got him on top. He'll be popular over Captain Win, who's had the benefit of the run. Lucy in the Sky ended last season in great form. Storm Rider's an interesting one. I'll have a little chat about Shane about that horse. Early on, his ratings were fantastic, and since then, they've been a little bit questionable that second time he came back. Here's the most recent trial from Wonder Bar in those pale blue colours. Shane, what did you make of the trials?
He's gone along nice, but he's had an injury and he hasn't had a run for about 8 months. And remember last week, Packing Bowl, he was similar, same thing. So they can always be wanting first up when you haven't had a run for so long. He's the class runner. He's going higher for sure. He's done nothing wrong. He's looked very impressive. And he's probably lucky where he's found a nice Class 3 race, which isn't overly strong.
We mentioned that injury that he's had, Shane. Look, if you want to go to the Jockey Club website, this is a great tool for any horse. Race day, you can click on the horse, type in the name, or you can, once you've clicked on the horse's name, the vet records comes up there. So he had that race against HKIR Rising back in January, pulled up lame. They've had knee surgery since. I actually like it. He's won 4 of 5. He's been put away, so it gave him time to get over it. John Size actually had him in work at the end of last season. He gave him a couple of trials, so he had him pretty close, ready to run. He kept him on ice, gave him a couple of trials back. Now, I reckon this is he's got him pretty wound up for one of John Size's first up, and he's a classy horse. So you've got to love that HKIR Rising form as well. I mean, they had some great battles last season, didn't they? Purton and J-Mac going toe-to-toe on 2 progressive horses.
Unbelievable. But what about the day he got beat? He's only been beat once, and it was by Mughal, who was flying, and who's definitely a Group 1 horse.
Yeah.
So you don't normally get that when you start off in Class 4, but he's found hard races every start, this horse, running against good horses on their way up the whole time. So he's a lovely horse. He's going to be going higher as long as his knees hold up. But he looks the winner if he's right, Clint.
Yeah, arthroscopic surgery is important there. So it's only keyhole surgery, bone fragment removal. So you would imagine he's been racing with that with a little bit of pain. That's removed. Can't wait to see what level he can get to.
And as I said, for people that are just joining Hong Kong racing, if you just get the race card up, it's easy to navigate around the sites.
It's
a few different ways you can get around it, but all that information's there.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
The other thing, Richo, which I haven't mentioned, which is on the Hong Kong Jockey Club website, which is more important than anything, is body weight.
Yeah.
We don't get that in Australia, but in Hong Kong you get the body weight. And that's what I'm going to be interested in, whether it's high, low, or the same as normal. And they give that out always on the Friday night normally, for the Sunday race meeting.
And is that part of your database, or you just rely on the website to be able to compare it from start to start?
Well, it comes through on my database, but my database gets linked to the Hong Kong Jockey Club, of course. So when it goes through there, it comes to me, which is very important. Weights are so important. You know yourself, Richo. When you're a little bit heavy in yourself, you don't want to do as much and you don't feel as good. there's no reason why horses aren't the same as humans.
Absolutely, and it just shows the level of fitness as well. So race number 9's really interesting discussion about Mugen too. That's one horse that very keen to see. Race number 10, who do you like?
Last race of the day. This is a great race. Well, we're talking about progressive horses. Co-partner Prance, what a season he enjoyed winning, putting all the string of wins together that he did. I think it was 5 in a row. So just a fantastic horse, but he's got weight. He's had one trial leading in. I like Young Champion in this race. I think he can win it. I'd like that trial from him. He won 2 or 3 last preparation. He also has got good form around him. Full credits, caught the eye in some trials leading in, and we heard Mark Newnham say that he had him forward enough as well. And outside of that, Superb Capitalist had a run. Now, Shane, this was Young Champion, and in his first season, he won 2 out of 3, and he looked pretty good.
He looked very good. The good thing about this race, Clint, is there's a lot of pace in the race, so they're going to go very fast. So he can sit back a bit and get over top of them.
Do you see Superb Capitalist, who of course ran 3rd in the Chief Executives Cup to Car Ying Rising and Beauty Waves? Do you think he'll be part of the pace this time?
It depends on how he jumps. He can miss the start. If he jumps well, he could lead. If he doesn't, he'll probably be 3rd in the fence. But looking at this, there's a heap, Co-partner Prance is going to go forward. What else? Superb Capitalist goes forward. Harmony and Blessed will probably lead. Sing Dragon can lead. Victory Moments will be going midfield to forward. Full Credit can lead if they want. Not that I think he will from gate 8 in this type of race. So there's plenty of pace in the race.
So Tony Cruz are 3 runners in the race, including Superb Capitalist, who draws that inside barrier too. So
it's a good race.
With a claim on, hopefully
I think the benefit of a run at this time of year, it's huge as well. Those horses that have had just that one run to knock the edge off them, it's a significant advantage, and he was pretty game there.
6 to 11 and 5. There's a little teaser on 3 races. Stay with us, end of the program, the very best bets for the weekend of racing on Sunday. Stay with us. Our star power guest is the one and only Vincent Ho next.
He's out by 3, Golden 60. Southern Legend runs on. This equine wrecking ball has demolished another field. Golden 60 beats Southern Legend. Golden 60 trying to collar him. Southern Legend, Golden 60. He has to fight. He fights like a warrior and he wins. Golden 60. Terrific battle. Golden 60. Furore rallies the inside. Golden 60. Furore. Here's the post. Golden 60. More than this is coming quickly. Golden 60 in front. More than this. Driving late. Missed. He won it. Golden 60 has done it. It's Golden 60. The locals can't beat him. The internationals can't beat him. This is his house. Fortress Golden 60. But the Ferrari, he hits overdrive, and the Champions Mile is headed to Hong Kong's champion again. Golden 60 won it. Golden 60's taken over now. He's a length in front of California Spangle and Romantic Warrior, and Hong Kong's horse of a generation wins the race of the decade. Romantic Warrior, Golden 60, a neck to his outside. It's the 2 great horses of Hong Kong, but it's Golden 60, the greatest of Hong Kong. Golden 60's in front. He's a length and a half over Beauty Joy and California Spangle. With 1, you're good. 2, you're great. 3, you rewrite history. But it's Golden 60 for Hong Kong. 4 on Voyage Bubble. That's not a whip. That's a wand. That ride from Vincent is magic. Golden 60.
All great things eventually must come to an end, and we say thank you to Golden 60 and all the connections for the wonderful memories, and a key part of it was Vincent Ho, who joins us now. Vincent, congratulations on the incredible job you did with Golden 60, and commiserations that it's come to an end. You must have been a little sad when it became official.
Well, not yet, but, because we had this planned and discussed for a while already. And of course, it's time to, be official, because we have been managing all the shipments and his retirement plan, which is going to Hokkaido in northern France. So, it's time to say goodbye to him in Hong Kong, but we have already planned to visit him in Japan, which is only 3 hours flight from Hong Kong. So we'll see him regularly.
Yeah, Vincent, so many wonderful memories with him as well. What were some of your favourites with him?
Of course, actually the favorite with him is not at races. It's more the groundwork we do, that the connection we have with him, and it's just like another family members to me. Like my little dog, which is, of course, he's a lot bigger. He's very smart. I mean, I'll miss him that way more than races. It's like the connection with your family. So that's just different, you know.
This win in the Derby, Vince, we're having a look at the vision. Blake Shin nearly pinched it on you. He went forward on Playa del Puente, and gee, you got a long way out in front. You must have been beating this day.
Yeah, had me worried a little bit, but I'm glad, you know, few horses also take off at the corner and bring me into the race. You know, we need to be a little patient. Well, we know how good he is when he explodes for the last 400. So I still had to wait a little bit instead of chasing Blake earlier.
350 to go. Playa del Puente leads in the Derby, out by 4 lengths on more than this. Golden 60s down the middle. 200 to go. Playa del Puente leads. Golden 60s a length away. He's the only danger. Playa del Puente still a length. Golden 60. He's running out of time. He's coming now. Golden 60 drives. He's won it. Golden 60 has joined Rapid Dragon in a thrilling Derby win.
No, that was one of the races that, you know, it's very memorable. And also, you know, it's one of the highlights in their career. Of course, it's the Derby, which is, you know, everyone wants to win that.
What about this day where Romantic, I mean, these horses, California Spangles, of course, gone to Dubai and won. Romantic Warrior, he is a warrior, and you, you know, you took a patient ride this day. That was one of the more memorable races, surely.
Yeah, to Romantic Warrior, of course, is another great horse, and I think Golden 60 is the only one that beat him twice. Not just in a mile, but in the Gold Cup 2000, which is romantic distance more than us. And that shows Golden 60 fighting hard. How big his heart is to compete, you know. And the last IR, of course, we draw 14, and I mean we haven't had any prep race for him before, so and he's 8 at that time. It's very questionable for everyone, but you know, the team did extremely well, and to get him where he was, and he just, you know, it's one of his best performance in his life as well, I think. To go from
Vincent,
that
I reckon one of the best was the Hong Kong Cup last year, because Karis Teeton rode his extremely well. He did something different on that horse to get going at the 700, and you rode your horse differently and just tracked him. And he only got there, I think, the last 2 strides he won by a head. And I think that day, like Romantic Warrior was about $1.50 and you were $2.40 or something like that. That's one of my favourite races of all time, because it was 2 jockeys riding 2 superstar horses, and you rode them so well, both years, trying to beat each other. And that was an amazing race.
Money Catcher, joined by Romantic Warrior. Golden 60's a length away, 3rd. Then Glorious Dragon, Money Catcher, Romantic Warrior. He's challenging him. Golden 60 still a length away. Romantic Warrior leads Money Catcher. Slowly, Golden 60's bridging the gap. Romantic Warrior, Golden 60, a neck to his outside. It's the 2 great horses of Hong Kong, but it's Golden 60, the greatest of Hong Kong. He beat Romantic Warrior ahead.
You know, that's what horse racing is about. You know, it's it's not just the great horses, but it's how they compete with each other and to, show everyone the grade of horse racing. And, that, of course, is one of the highlights. Also for me, I think that was one of the important races because, we didn't expect to win either because, of course, 2,000 is romantic distance. It's more than us. And at that time, we thought it's just for a run, but he still did it, and very proud of him,
Horse of a lifetime, Vincent. 3 times Hong Kong Horse of the Year, 10 Group 1s, and of course that 4-year-old series, the clean sweep there. And he earned 167 million Hong Kong dollars. So, Vincent, if you're having a little drop in income, can I suggest you give Shane a call?
You might need some advice.
10% too. He
make more than that.
He got probably 4 times more than he ever got for riding wings.
Yeah.
Shane could also give him the advice on the statues too, because they might be building a statue sometime soon too, Vincent.
Yeah.
I think Richo Winks won 26 million.
Correct.
She won, what did she win? 37 races. So that's the comparison in the two countries. Not much, but some people think Australia's prize money is the biggest in the world. Well, that's the comparison. Hong Kong's is outstanding. Australia prize money, I'm not knocking. It's unbelievable what they've done here. It's sensational. But horses win it in Hong Kong also.
Yeah, they certainly do. Vincent, congratulations, mate. And throughout the whole of the journey of Golden 60, you were great with our show, so we really appreciate it. Our audience would notice that you're on the bike at the moment, just making sure you keep that magnificent body of yours in shape. That's because you've got an interesting book of rides on Sunday. Who are you most looking forward to? So we've got...
XL Wong Choi, fun and fun together.
I think fun and fun together, which he was very smart last season. Unfortunately, we went a little too quick with another horse, which he wasn't too settled in the race. But it felt like this season he has been better at the trials and all that. Even his temperament is a little bit better.
And Captain Win ran well on the first day. He looks a good chance.
Yeah, definitely. He backed him up quick, so his fitness still very good. Hopefully improved from the first run as well.
And what did you make of the trial of Taj Dragon? He's obviously in the feature race, Vincent. What did you think of his trial?
Well, the first trial wasn't ideal because Pierre put blinkers on him to try out how he'll react, but he traveled a little bit too strong, but the second trial was better without the blinkers. So his fitness is good. So I think he for sure he has a chance. He got ability.
That's great.
Shane, what do you think of Vincent's rides? Any words of wisdom?
I'm not too sure how well fun, what's it called?
Fun and fun together.
Fun and together.
Yeah.
I liked him last year. I don't know whether his trial was good enough to win. He goes good, Vincent. I'm not disagreeing, but there's a couple of nice horses in that race. The horse of Jamie Richards, it's flying. Storming Dragon. Naturally, you're riding a Taj Dragon who's very good. The horse I want to ask you about who's not there is Galaxy Patch. Have you been on him? Because he's the horse that's going to replace Golden 60 for you.
Yeah, I've been on him twice, both trials. The first trial was still very fresh, and so it was keen at the corner, but the second trial was way better. And we're planning to have 2 more trials before the race, so he'll be fit and ready by then.
Okay.
Plans to run in about a month's time, is that right? About a month's time, Vincent? And he'll go towards the mile?
Yeah, exactly.
And the key for you, staying injury-free, young man. That's the key for you.
Hopefully,
how are you feeling?
Yeah. Well, everyone is hopefully staying injury-free, of course. And, I'm fit and ready for this season. Been to riding in Europe and Japan, so got some good experience for this coming season.
Sounds good, mate. Thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on everything that you did with Golden 60. You're a key part of it.
One quick thing, sorry, Richo. I just want to congratulate Vincent on a wonderful career with Golden 60. The way you rode him, the way you presented yourself to media before, after the race, the whole time, to us, to everything. But the way you rode him was just legendary. Congratulations.
Yeah, well done, Vincent.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Brilliant stuff. Our very special guest, Vincent Ho, who is a key part of the Golden 60 story. Hutchie's going to have a look at some form on the other side. Who jumps into the form files? Hutch, who we've got an eye on?
Top-rated performances from the week. We like to highlight the best races that should stack up pretty well, and there's two in particular that were good. Obviously, this performance from Magic Control was up markedly on what he'd done. It's not adjusted for weights, but I had him down as a 78.3 on my scale, which is impressive, particularly with the weight, and he'll go into Class 2 now. He'll certainly be one to follow with a light weight. And during the week, this was a play for us in the lucky last at Happy Valley. Nice price, double figures about Woodfire Bro or thereabouts, a 75.4 off a good speed. He's got more in this guy. I tell you what, Michael Chang's done a fantastic job with him, and we've had a lot of luck with him along the way too. But that last race at Happy Valley during the week will throw up, I think, quite a few winners.
Can you explain to our audience, and a lot of our audience are, follow you through your Australians, and Archo Nacho is something you've spoken about. We saw the trial, and the trial was impressive when we saw Carrying Rising. Why was he such a big price?
Yeah, well, it's easy afterwards, I suppose, but he hadn't delivered much on his debut. He'd had genuine excuses. Maybe they wanted to see it, but the trial was there to be seen, and yeah, I suppose you had to take a little bit of a leap of faith, and it's not easy, Shane, to win there, is it? So I suppose, if you come in with a bit of a reputation, you've still got to deliver, and he was yet to do it.
Yeah, Stella Express was always going to be backed at around $5 or $6. Like, his form was pretty good up the straight. He run time, so he was proven, and he was always going to get the right run. I had the same as you, Magic Control on top. He was too good. He looked impressive, and his trial, as you said, Clint, was outstanding. So I actually had him favourite, but I did have not much between them in price range before the race.
Yeah, Shane was better than me because I had obviously the runner-up a lot bigger. But yeah, look, we'll take it, won't we?
Well, you're going to be rewarded because if you bet according to your price, you're rewarded big time. Any horses for us to follow?
Yeah, there are a couple. There's three from the week, actually, as far as the sweet in defeat file is concerned. And I thought there was a one in particular from the Shartin meeting. And it was, of course, from the Mark Newnham yard as well. What a run this was.
Talent's ambition.
Yeah, and Sectional Star, it was an unbelievably good performance. 1200 was always going to be too short for him. He's last, widest the grey, and swinging with the white cap there, you can see him now. He was always going to find this trip too short. Look, it was probably a dirt track where he could run on, but 21.98, I think he came home in, and which was exceptionally fast for any horse. I'm sure Mark will pick out a 16.50 for him in the not too distant future, Shane, and he'll be hard to beat when he goes back around again.
Yeah, I actually backed him. I had a good bet on him. I thought that he could still give him a start and win. There was nothing wrong with his run. It was very impressive. Once he goes to 16.50, if he's in that same type of class and race, he'll be winning. Chateau
Neuf, that race rated well. He was a play for us during the week. Unfortunately, had it been in any of the other sections, he would have won easily, but a nice win from Casper Found's second starter. And Chilby, the pattern was against there, back in a fast race. He's one of the few that could come out of there, but he was well supported. He was $3, Shane. Were you surprised, given the pattern on the night, that they still wanted to back Chilby?
Yeah, but he trialled well, and he loves Happy Valley.
Blinkers on.
I was, because I couldn't back anything that wasn't going to be in the first 2 or 3. You just wanted to be on horses up there, and that proved that race also. Like, I know he was a little bit further back. Woodford Bro, what was he running, 5th somewhere?
5th, yeah, nothing worse than 5th on the night, man.
Nothing. Right. But that was one race where there was a lot of pace, and a couple from outside had to push on to come across. So they're always going to go a bit quicker. And maybe the pros had it that race that was the one race where they were going to go too fast, and if something was going to come from back, it could be. That's all I can think. But I had him on top, Chilby, but when the track was like that, I couldn't back him.
And he still ran really well, didn't he?
He did.
Considering the way that the track was playing. So he jumps into the Sid file. We'll follow him with great interest. All right, jockeys, time for you to sit up and take notice. Votes are in for the Idol. Racing's highest individual honour is the Idol. The Golden Boy, the Hall of Famer, has a look at all the rides. And Shane, who caught your eye in a positive manner this week?
I thought this was a good race. I thought both Huey and Zach did the right things. So in the first race here, Huey, when the other horse, the favourite, misses the start, he drew inside Huey on Perfect General in the orange. He would have known that. So Huey said, I'm pressing forward. Now, last season, I was critical of Zach in a race when he pushed forward and tried to lead with Huey and took him on when Huey rode. This was perfect. He let him go. If they had gone head-to-head, they both would have stopped. Zach's in a no-win situation if he presses forward. So now he's got to come outside the other horse, and he wouldn't have known that this was a leader's track at this stage, even though lately on the C track, on the B track, I should say, it normally is leaderish. So I thought they both gave these horses perfect rides under the circumstance. And, of course, they controlled the race and the rest had no hope.
Yeah, I loved that. It was a good race to watch, apart from the fact that Shadow Nerf ran second. I thought Zach gave him every possible chance, but I think Hugh in that first sort of 50 metres, like you said, once the favourite had missed the kick, he was positive, Shane, and it made all the difference. And you know what? The horse's debut run was very good. It rated well, and he's a nice horse going forward too. Yeah,
he is. He's a very nice horse. So I thought Zach did the right thing there, even though he did beat. Even though he got beat, he was in a no-win situation. So that was a good race where there was a bit of tactics involved.
That race, the winner of the first two in that race, they would have won either of the other two Class 4s and the Class 3, a class higher. They would have run 1-2 in that race as well. So, like I said, one to follow. Yeah,
the runner-up goes into our Sid fold because we'll be certainly following it in the future. Shane, what did you think about Luke Ferraris's careless riding charge?
Well, he was unlucky to get suspended, but they always do. I'm going to show you across here. He's actually clears him, but he should have gone to the fence where he cleared him, but he tried to give the other jock enough room. And I'm going to roll it on and then stop it and show you how he is 2 lengths behind. It's actually Mo's fault that Luke got suspended, and I'll explain why. So if you watch up here, you see up here, on the side on, he goes here. Right now, he's 2 lengths in front of him. And if he crosses there, he's right. But what he does is he tries to give him enough room and he slows up a bit. And then he didn't realise, but he would have heard Mo calling there that he's inside of him. So what should have happened is Mo should have just come straight back in behind him when he was too late and called out, now go. Now, Luke, it's too late now. Luke's just crowded him. So that was unfortunate to Luke. It's not really his fault, but it is. I can understand why the stewards suspended him, but they shouldn't have, because in jockey's riding terms, it's the third horse's fault, jockey's fault, the horse third on the fence.
So because it was quite obvious what Luke was trying to do, and then the other jockey wasn't keen to take the lead, he should have just come back a touch and let him in.
Yep, and that's what I'd do every race. You know, every good jockey does. That's what you got to do. So you're on a 2-lane motorway. I'm on the outside lane here. There's a car back here. I look in the vision mirror. He's here, right? So I put the blinker on to come across, and I think he's here. And as I come across, he speeds up because he accelerates because he sees the blinker on and he doesn't want you to cross him. Whose fault is it?
Yeah,
it's someone for being a dickhead and speeding up.
Yeah,
right. And that's the same there, the same circumstance. Right?
Yeah.
But the jockey in front, he can stay out and give him more room, as Luke does, but he gets the blame. And the stewards are right, and I'm not disagreeing that suspend him, but it's not actually Luke's fault.
They got to be aware of that, though. I mean, I know it doesn't happen as much here, probably in Europe either, but I know in Hong Kong there's a lot of them don't mind someone else being rubbed out for a suspension.
Oh, okay.
They might get an opportunity
to make more winners. A lot.
Yeah.
Really?
I know a very good jockey who tried to get, I'm not going to say who, he tried to get suspended one day. And it was in Sydney, actually, and went in the steward's room and they could have suspended me, but they didn't because they realised what was happening.
Yeah. What was his initial?
Don't go there, Shane. Don't go there, Shane.
But some stewards understand that, but Luke was very unlucky to get suspended. They could have suspended him. They did suspend him. And he was trying to do the right thing. Like, he had a look and he stayed off to give him more room before he come across, but he got up inside of him, and, you know, the rest is...
I think your analogy is perfect, Shane, and there's a lot of people who are watching the show going, that happens to me a lot on the freeway.
Are you one of those people that do you let him in or do you kick up?
I let him in.
He kicks up.
I'm not a kick-upper.
Yeah,
I let him in.
You kick up.
You know what? All I want is this, in the rear vision mirror. Just to thank you. I want acknowledgement, though.
Mr. Road Rage.
Richo, I'll tell you what I always did in my career riding, right? So if someone's coming across like that, I used to yell out, give me a bit more room, give me time or whatever, and then I'd say, you're right, you're right. I always allowed them to come across. There's no point. It doesn't help your horse going up there.
Good stuff.
Who got the points for this week?
I think Zach's riding extremely well.
Really well.
Definitely different to last year. Okay, so last year I said when he rode 179 the year before, he would get nowhere near 179. He rode 30% winners less last year. He's going back up over 150 this year. His seat on a horse, he's focused, he's doing the right things in races. Whatever Nicole did to him in the off-season was perfect. You have to ask him because he's come back extremely well. He gets 3 winners for his 4 winners. Yui rode Family Jewels and Perfect General very well. He gets 2. Lyle had a double, gave them both good rides. Matthew Poon's going good. He rode another winner and gave it a very good ride. Got it from an outside gate into a beautiful position, was under the stick before the turn and won. Harris rode 2 winners and rode them very well. And Keith Young gave Woodfill Bro a very good ride. So they're the ones that got...
They got the votes.
Nice.
Okay, so the leaderboard at the moment, and off and away is Zach at the moment.
Zach's riding really well.
Riding really well.
Yeah.
So a couple of 3-pointers, a couple of maximums, if you like.
Yeah, he's sort of like, it's Brownlow season.
It's Brownlow season, and he's just
go.
flexing his muscle.
Yeah, early days.
Maybe like
going
Patrick
well.
Cripps will do on Monday night at the Brownlow.
There's a tip for you.
Well, he might be able to do and get his second. Matthew Poon and also Huey Bowman and Jerry Chow are also in the votes. Beautifully handled as always, Shane. We're going to have a quick break, but we're going to, on the other side, Nicole Purton continues her Inside Running segment and catches up with a talented young jockey called Britney Wong.
Being a jockey in Hong Kong is serious business, but before apprentice Britney Wong gets into the professional grind, I wanted to find out a little bit more about what makes her tick. Britney, when did you first begin your association with horses?
Well, it started from 8 years ago. Before I joined this Hong Kong Jockey Club, the program, I actually have nothing to do with horses. I've learned everything from scratch, so it's actually a big challenge to me, but I really enjoy once I get into it.
So what made you want to become a jockey then?
So I used to study biology and physical education when I'm still in school. So I always loved playing sports and I love animals and all that. And I just saw the opportunity come up in front of me, a job combining animals and sports. Like, I think that this is the ideal thing for me. So I just give it a go, and then it's been 8 years.
Who's your favourite horse?
The one that I won 3 in back in South Australia, because his name is Winning Revolution. So he's actually my first Metro win, which means a lot to me.
Winning Revolution darted through with El Salto. Winning Revolution won.
The Cox Plate 2023 for sure, because Romantic Warrior is from Hong Kong, and I remember when I was watching and I was getting so into it, I was so worried because Craig Williams gave Mr. Brightside such a good ride, and then he got up the inside, and I was like, just hang on there, and just beat him by. And I was like, that was the most exciting race that I've ever seen.
Have you tried to model your riding style on any other jockey in particular?
Now I'm still in a development stage. I'm still trying to find my own style, but of course I want to be looking as strong as the boys and looking as calm as some of the females.
If you weren't riding horses, what would you be doing?
Probably a lifeguard. Yeah, I used to swim and I used to be in the life-saving team. And well, lifeguards is easy to sit there getting paid.
I love that. You're smart. What meal do you miss most when you're not in Hong Kong?
Oh, for sure it'll be my mom's cooking.
Do you have a hype song that gets you motivated when you're heading into the races?
I love listening to Japanese songs, especially those ones from the enemies.
Who was the first person you called when you rode your first winner?
To be honest, I don't think I called anyone.
Who are 3 people that you would invite to a dinner party, dead or alive?
Probably my sister, because I think she's a big party girl.
What's her name? Can we give her a shout out?
Bridget.
Bridget, okay, we're inviting Bridget.
Maybe my mom, because I love doing everything with my mom. Like, we got very close relationship. And the third one, I would say my grandma, which she passed away 10 years ago. I really missed her. We were really close, and I just hope I can make her proud someday.
Oh, what a great story and what a character she is, Britney Wong. And Britney, we're coming in December. Tell your mum to cook for us.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Sounds like that's exactly where we should be going.
Great character,
Brilliant
confidence, and I'm sure she'll do really well.
She's a gun apprentice.
Hey, Richo.
Yes.
She's nicer than me, mate. When I get asked that questions, I just name celebrities.
Well, her mum's got a lot to live up to, Shane, because you've given me the greatest lobster salad ever. Yeah. So I can assure you,
she's got very good rides on the weekend, Richo, and she can ride a couple of winners. They're all going to go forward. Chevelle Valiant without with the 10 pounds off, 1,000-metre race. Oh my God, they're going to be flat running it down.
Yeah, and that'd be brilliant for Hong Kong racing. Go, Britney. That's awesome.
She's the apprentice.
She is the apprentice. So that leads us in perfectly to the social stable. And we have received we've got mail.
Yeah, well, I got to ask the question, Richo, on social media, actually.
Philip Smith.
Yeah, Philip Smith, he sent this, a question about Matty Poon, because he claims a kilo or 2 pounds in Hong Kong, as they're still in the pound system. So is he still regarded as apprentice? Well, I just wanted to let people know, because it is interesting. Matthew Poon's not an apprentice, but he's regarded as a freelance rider, and this information that we'll put up on the graphic shows you basically the rundown of what happens in Hong Kong. They're up to 20 winners. They claim 10 pounds, which is what Britney is. And there it is. All that information, once again, is on the site. But the locals like Matty Poon can ride up to 250 winners before they lose that 1 kilo benefit. So the likes of Vinny Ho doesn't get it. But there's a number of jockeys that are in between that 95 and 250 that have come out of their time and still can claim a kilo.
And that's where it's important. Only group or listed race wins outside of Hong Kong are counted to apprentice freelance tally.
Gives those local jockeys, Shane, a bit of an opportunity, I suppose, to get that experience.
Okay, I'll tell you how it happened, Richo. It was about 2002, and they were complaining because there was quite a few jockeys there that could ride light, like myself and whatever, and they weren't getting a lot of rides, these boys, when they come out of their time. And they decided to do that then, and they gave all the Chinese 2 pounds up until 250 wins, which kept them going, because a lot of them, when they come out of their time, couldn't kick, because you got blokes like Douglas White and Robbie Fradd there, and like Michael Kinane, and it was very hard for them, so they did that then.
Yeah, it was a good initiative.
Yeah.
I really like it. Gives those local boys a good opportunity to further their their development as a rider.
It's brilliant stuff, and it's a great way of attacking it with a global look, and that's what we're now doing, global racing. So our global racing, well, last week we had the Whirlpool meeting in Flemington, and then we went onwards towards Ireland. Some great racing. Mackay Bit Eva Stakes Day into Champion Stakes Day in the Irish St Leger. Brilliant racing from around the world for everyone to bet into this commingled pool. And look at the turnover, 19.1 million on just 3 races in Australia. 39 million in Ireland on all of the meeting of the Champions Stakes Day, and then 4 races on Ledger Day with over $14 million, which is great.
Well done to you. Of course, this was another look at Mr. Brightside getting the better of Pride of Jenny. But hey, what about your performance in the UK? You found us a couple of winners over there Ireland. I think the Economics. I think the race meeting paid pretty much to order there. Economics versus Auguste Rodin. And this was fascinating, Shane. The battle between Tom Marquand and also Ryan Moore. We pick up the action now there. Ryan comes on the outside of Tom Marquand, who's on Economics, who ends up kicking back and beating him. But in the corner, Tom refused to let Ryan Moore get up inside him, and it was a winning move.
Very good ride. He forced him, and Ryan had to go on the horse, and on the inside just kicked back.
It was
this
fantastic.
is a great stay of this horse, isn't he?
Oh, this is Kyprios winning the Ledger, and the horse that runs second will start favourite in the Melbourne Cup, you would think. His name is Vauban. He's going better than he was this time last year when he started favourite in the Melbourne Cup. And most importantly, Willie Mullins has worked out second shipment. Don't get to Werribee too early. Get the second shipment, get there fit, quick spin around, acclimatise and race.
I think they've already booked. I read something come into the show today, actually. Willie Buick might be booked for it. And they've actually announced some of the, I don't know, mistakes they made, but things they do differently, and that might be part of it as well.
Yeah, William Buick is booked to ride, and the way that the weights are, he'll end up being, Shane, there's a change in the philosophy now that they can't rise the weights. Without a fight won't run. So he'll be top weight with 55.5 kilos. So gun jockeys like James McDonald and the like, there'll be very few mounts available for them.
Wow. Oh, James will get down to 55.5 or a bit less, I'm sure, for a Melbourne Cup.
Well, there's only going to be two horses on 55.5. The rest of them will be 54, 53.
You know what we should do next week? I think you recommended it earlier, Richo. Maybe we'll get a list of those Hong Kong jockeys that might be able to come down and ride the way.
He's already won one anyway, Richo.
Don't need another one. Don't need another one, but that's interesting. Yeah, we should do that because there's a lot of quality rider, and we saw Andrea at Zenny, a Hong Kong-based rider, come down and win a Sydney Cup on Circle of Fire. Fantastic. The next World Pool meeting for us to get our heads around, and it's so exciting. It's on the 19th of October, and it is the Caulfield Cup and Everest Day. Arguably the greatest collective day of racing in Australia, when we've got these amazing races from around Australia,
like it when
Sydney and Melbourne.
They complement each other.
Correct.
Yeah,
they're absolutely superb. All right, let's get stuck into our best bets.
Parents Lovers keen to roll, and he's gone clear by 4 lengths up the hill.
Well, let's jump and run, and I'll ask you a question about Romantic Warrior. What's the race that he should target? Hong Kong Triple Crown, or does he go Saudi Cup, or does he go to Dubai? What do you think?
They've announced that they might be doing that. Right. Potentially. I think it's in the thought process. Potentially running in Saudi and Dubai. Oh, why not? He travels well. He likes to get on a plane and go and strut his stuff, and it's in the right distance range for him. That's not to say he couldn't stay home and take that Triple Crown out, which is very hard to win.
I'm hearing Without a Fight might come towards the Vars in December,
That'd
which
be great.
Could be absolutely brilliant
Awesome.
if he did. We mentioned last week about the Hong Kong Jockey Club does not have a Hall of Fame. Now, of those that have retired or passed, a human, who's the first human entry we would put into the Hong Kong Jockey Hall of Fame?
The ones that have retired?
Yeah.
Or not around anymore? Well, George Moore, I would have thought would have to go in. He was a successful trainer there for a number of years, and George was, he changed when it first became professional. His record was unbelievable. So I would think George Moore would be very high on the list.
Shane, what do you think? Who would be the first one that you would induct into the Hall of Fame?
Well, George is before my time, so I would have to say John. You know, what John did every season with the good horses. There's never been a trainer like him with good horses. Successful, every year. Ivan Allen's another one. He had a long and successful career there. Of the ones that now it's easy. Zax goes in, Douglas goes in. You know, John Sires goes in. Of course, Winfred has to go in for what he's done for Hong Kong racing. So there's a few there at present that have to go in.
And the biggest local name, Tony Cruz. I mean,
Tony Cruz.
Tony Cruz,
unbelievable
of course.
jockey and champion trainer. He's done it all.
Absolutely. So there's food for thought, the Hong Kong Jockey Club. When you do bring it up, both G Moore and J Moore have been suggested as the very first one, the inaugural ones that you put in, because that first class that you bring in the Hall of Fame has so much prestige. It sets the bar so high. It's absolute beauty. Talk about setting the bar high. The Triple Trio Tour has set the bar high because it is sold out. However, we've got one our sleeve, one spot that we are giving away to a friend or a fan of the show. And Hutch, it's simple to join.
Yes, and a few of you have already had a crack and continue to come in because you've still got a couple more weeks, and then we will be obviously drawing the winner out. But follow those links, scan that QR code, tag at HUTCHI'S Honkers, let us know your favourite episode, and you could win a trip to Honkers.
And it's worth $8,000, a beauty. Best bets. Hutchie, who's your best bet?
Yeah, best bet's Wonderbar I really like. I think this is an exciting horse. I remember chatting to James McDonald about him when he went up and rode him early in his campaign last season. He said, this is a very nice horse. And James, he knows his stuff. He knows a good one, doesn't he? But this horse's record speaks for itself, and let's just hope he can stay sound. So he's the best on the card. He'll be pretty short. This horse I don't think will be so short. Race 7, number 6 in the feature. HUTCHI'S Spirit. He's absolutely flying. I think take him in a Quinella with those numbers I've suggested, the 3 and 7, and you could get a good little result, particularly with Wonder Kit, who might not be that fancied as well. So best of luck there. What about you, Shane?
Well, he's got to go early in the program. I don't care late in the program. You're the early in the program specialist, Golden. What are you thinking?
I'm having a bit of luck picking numbers out of hats.
Oh, stop it.
I'll go, what have we got here? Storming Dragon trialled very well. His form last season was good. He's come back better according to his trial, what I've seen. He'll be very hard to beat. He's got Zach on, he'll be forward. There's a couple other chances in the race, right? Run, timing, and of course, fun together. But he's my best. And just while Britney was on then, I haven't done this form for the race because we're filming early. But, geez, it's got to be hard to beat Cheval Valiant with 10 pounds off it back. It'll just jump and run. But I haven't done the form in the race. But it'll be in front at the 80 metres.
Yeah.
Lovely ride for her too. A horse that jumps and rolls, and that weight off her back will really help.
Race 3, number 5, Storming Dragon for the golden one. And please join HUTCHI'S Honkers. You can do that. Jump on the website. It's a beauty. If you joined on Wednesday night, we had a profitable night.
Yes, and we'll hopefully continue to do that as well.
Certainly can. So looking forward to a big day on Sunday. As always, Golden Boy, an absolute pleasure, and we loved your chat with Vincent and the words you said right at the end. I think you've summed it up perfectly, what a great contribution he made on Golden 60.
It's kind of quite sad losing him because I just loved that horse so much and what he brought to racing. And I'll never forget the last time International was last race. Yeah. Richo, you've never been to a race meeting like that before and saw what the crowd did. It was just amazing. And it's sad that he's gone, but it happens in life to humans, to animals, to whatever. We all pass on in time.
Yeah, he's an absolute beauty. So well done to Vincent. And great show today, Shane. Hutch, let's do it all again next week.
Look forward to it. Good luck on the weekend.
Yeah, enjoy your punting and enjoy all things brilliant about Hong Kong racing.